What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the first of the season match review for Chelsea nil, Man City 2. I wish it was Chelsea 2, Man City nil. But yeah, we have Vader TV here with us on the panel, as well as Real Chris, myself, Casually FC. As always, guys, smash the like button. We're on our way to 3K, so hit that subscribe if you're new here. And check out the links in the description for more content. I'll put Vader's tag down there momentarily, so you guys check out Vader as well. And if you aren't already a member, please look into it, because there's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. You get some awesome emojis and cool little perks that are going to expand very soon. But thank you guys for being here today. And obviously, Chelsea today result... Is it surprising? Not really. I mean, I don't think many people expected Chelsea to win this match, especially with a brand new manager, some host of new players adapting to a system, which we saw, some glimpses of today and some highlights as well as some lowlights. But just a quick summary of the game as usual. We had the first goal conceded by Chelsea, Erling Haaland in the 18th minute. Pretty much, finding an opening, Fofana being asleep on his line, giving Ronaldo the opportunity to slightly deflect it over to Erling Haaland, who bodies bullies like he does because he's a monster, Cucurella, and gets the goal that puts Man City ahead. The remainder of the second half, I think it was a little bit even between both teams in terms of opportunities and chances created, possession on the ball as well. Chelsea looked good at moments, and then, City do what City do. And then second half, we have a moment, a lapse of concentration by the team, I would say. And you have, I guess maybe some players, if you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, not being fit enough to run towards a Kovacic, who had all the space in the world to have a brilliant shot at goal, and then putting City now 2-0 up. Some questionable substitutions from Maresca, but the game ends 90 minutes with City a well-deserved victory. I think Chelsea also had some opportunities and chances to get ahead, or at least on a scoreboard. And unfortunately, same issue continuing on last season to this season. Chances created, but none put away. Vader, we'll start off with you, my man. What are your thoughts on the game? Are you happy with your team's performance, or do you think there's room for improvement?
I'm real happy with the team's performance. And I agree, and I also think that there's room for improvement. First, thanks for having me on the show, everybody.
Of course,
if you haven't
dude.
hit the
Thanks
like
for being
button,
on.
please do so. If you want to be a part of the show, share in the comments. I was nervous going into this game. And yeah, you made the whole joke, Vader. Don't do the whole Luton thing. Don't do the whole. No, I'm not doing that. I was not doing that. Honestly, to have to play you guys, and as well as you kind of close out the season, and the fact that you went out and got a new manager, and how you got so much talent, I had questions on whether we would be able to get the win, especially playing at home. Right? We know what your crowd can be like. So. When I saw the lineup, I was pretty calm with it. I was like, okay, Pep's trusting Rico Lewis to play, and I kind of guessed. Obviously, everything's a guess when you're trying to think what Pep might do, but I thought we were going to see a Kanji playing right back, and maybe see a Diaz, Ake, and Gavardio, but Ake was left on the bench, and Rico got the start. All in all, you said it early, in terms of like possession, in terms of opportunities, in terms of threats, I thought it was pretty even. The first half in particular, I thought it was uncomfortably pretty even. And I'd have to say that I did miss the fact that I had no Foden on that pitch and I had no Rodri.
Because I came on in the second half.
Yeah. Because I was like, there's just a little sense of synergy, everybody kind of knowing where each other was. And I saw a little hesitation with Akanji and Rico on that right-hand side. The way you guys would press us, they weren't releasing that pass, which I think would have been kind of standard to either Foden or even if it was Bernardo or Holland. I thought we were holding on to that pass a little bit, allowing your guy Cucurella to look a little better than I thought he should have.
Okay.
And for a debut, right? For a debut with Doku, Savio, Holland, it was nice. It was really nice. I'm getting Sterling and Sane vibes right now. I'm getting Manchester City
Interesting.
with that. Oh, we can attack from the side. I'm getting that, and before you do it, I'm going to preemptively get there. But Pep often would switch Sane and Sterling just at a whim. Just like, okay, let's create some wrinkles, let's create some havoc, let's cause some confusion. And I thought he did that today. I thought, his decision to now move Doku from the right to the left was, hey, let's give them something else to think about. Your manager did the same thing. Cole Palmer did a stint going over to the other side for a little spell. I think.
That is true.
You know what I mean? So it's an added strategy or option that we have. But I'm gonna talk about this on my show in particular.
100%.
I'm gonna actually break down why the win versus Chelsea should give City fans confidence. I'm gonna speak on it from that standpoint because you guys aren't slouches. You guys aren't like, despite how you finish, you're not a bad team. You're not a bad squad at all.
That's
right?
why I'm not so pressed about today's matches. I see a lot of people's reactions online, and I'm like, you guys are really upset about this match. And I mean, I get it. Obviously, you want every win to be a win, but it's also like Chelsea. You can see today, there's still some edges, that need to be refined, right? There's still some okay. In an ideal world, I don't think you see Enzo in the number 10 position today. I think you see Enzo where Caicedo would be, and you have Neto, who is fit on that left wing instead of Nkunku. Not to say Nkunku did look good. I think Nkunku had a lot of really bright sparks in the game.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think even someone like a Jackson today who didn't look very sharp either. He looked like he wasn't, up to speed with the system and how they're going to play and how... you're not going to have time to have this many that first offside goal.
Right? He's playing out of position. Isn't he naturally more of a left forward?
He can play that position. I feel like today what Maresca was doing was playing an attacking four, but it was it's just four attackers. You know what I'm trying to say? It wasn't a left winger, right winger. It was four attackers, and Jackson and Enzo were in the middle. So we saw Enzo sometimes be in the striker position, almost like a in behind the striker type of tactic he was going for. And I think the synergy wasn't there because Enzo would get into Jackson's way, and Jackson would not synergize with Enzo, or Jackson would give it to Cucurella, who didn't make the run. It's just moments where you're not sharp, and I feel like some of those players still aren't there. But continue your analysis. Sorry, go ahead.
Isn't that a big reason too? Because and again, you correct me if I'm wrong, but was Enzo playing in the 10 often in preseason? Wasn't this a new wrinkle with regards to what
do you
saw?
think, Chris?
He wasn't always playing as a 10 in preseason. What I saw, he was playing as a 6 with Lavia or Caicedo, and we had Gusto or Reece drop into midfield with him as well. And that's when Enzo would push up when you see a fullback drop into midfield. Then I just think, of course, we had Enzo in that 10 because we didn't have a full fit, front four, because we didn't have Neto fully fit yet. We couldn't start Neto today, and I knew we wouldn't start Neto today. Some people
he's not.
We'd start Neto today. I thought we'd just bring him on, and that was what was expected from me anyway. So.
Okay, I'm not. So again, when you're talking about the passes weren't crisp or weren't fluid, hey, that little added wrinkle on where he played Enzo, it kind of makes sense. Now, I'll also what I'm going to emphasize from a City standpoint. Let me say this first.
Sure.
We played that first game, and Pep never takes a preseason that seriously. Pep is not like, hey, you guys are going to be perfectly drilled by the time game 1, week 1 happens. So for how we look,
7 years to do it, Vader.
No, what do
you had 7 years? How long's Pep been there? 7 years? He's. But it's so much easier for you guys to just get a system already going because you have a academy already. You're coming up and running and stuff.
An academy. You have an academy as well.
Well, we sold most of those guys. Now we have a new manager and these new players.
I see where you're. I'll make this point. The added confidence is because of how Pep takes his approach towards preseason. It's also confidence because, again, hopefully, if the football gods are going to do their godly duty,
Come on.
Rodri wins Ballon d'Or, and we played without
Okay.
this, right? We played without this man. And that can't be
that's a big one.
understated. Listen, he controls that midfield. It may look easy. He may make it look easy, but he's barking orders. Everybody's in their positions. Everyone's in their spots. So he was missed, and the fact that we also played that where I think at another time we probably don't have both Savio and Doku out there, right? I don't think we naturally have them two, so we can bring on and have those fresh legs with either one that happens to start or sub. But I'm confident, even if we don't, and I'm saying this, if everything remains the same, if you, and I'll let you finish drinking water so you don't spit all over your computer. If you Chelsea,
let me drink my water, all right?
If you Chelsea don't buy another player, if United don't buy another player, if Liverpool don't buy a player, if Arsenal don't buy a player, I think Manchester City are probably looking and being like, we can do this. We can manage what we have right now. We can see what all the competition have, and let's take our chances. I think I would be okay with that as long as you and the other rivals don't go out and spend. There's 2 weeks left. We'll see what happens. But if no one spends, I think City are like, we'll take our chances on trying to get this 5p.
I was gonna say, if you've not seen the Chelsea news, there's likely we are buying another player.
Oh my gosh, it's
big name player. His name starts with O.
And Osherman is maybe looking likely. So
or Felix.
And that's why I say today's game. This game needed an Osherman instead of a Jackson. I could
see that.
Like that's what I felt like, because Jackson had 2 good chances. One from Enzo, where Enzo threw ball to him, and he just didn't hold the ball like that well. And also, the offside one. He was offside, but Osherman would just shoot. He wouldn't wait too long with it. He took too long with it. And obviously, other chance where Jackson kind of half volleyed it straight at Edison's hands. I think with Osherman, with one of those chances, he would at least buried one, maybe 2, because Osherman's like a natural striker who would score goals. So that's what Chelsea are kind of lacking right now, is natural out-and-out striker, and maybe a goalkeeper, because Sanchez gives me heart failure. Yeah, but he was good at saving shots. I will agree that. But him passing it straight to like Lavia or Caicedo, he was asking for trouble. So a hot potato. Let me pass it to Lavia so he can just pass it back up to me or to whoever. Like Sanchez gives me heart attacks or something, like semi-heart attacks. So I do want another keeper. Unless we try Jurgensen, maybe he's better than Sanchez and doesn't give me heart attacks. But Sanchez, like I said, he was doing good saves, but he's not good enough for me as well. I think our fullbacks are good. Our centre backs are a question mark because they're not perfect. Like today, the first goal was on Fofana. I agree. That was definitely on Fofana. He lost his man, Haaland. And in all fairness, it is Haaland. Like, you can't lose Haaland. He's quick and big and strong. And then the second goal we conceded was just that's the thing with Kovacic. He just ran through our midfield and it was just nothing. Caicedo tried tackling him, missed him. Enzo tried tackling him, missed him. I think if Lavio's in that midfield, maybe he would have closed him down, maybe. But
I think he just caught everyone by surprise, because all game long Kova was like squaring up and passing it off, right? He wasn't looking to carry and drive with that ball. So I think he just looked up and like, I got room here. And caught you guys surprised. But all game long he was passing it off. I was happy with what he had to do. He showed a lot of class. Again, Manchester City players showing class. He scored that goal against his former club and didn't celebrate it. Thank you, by the way, Marshall, for Kova. And then what else? What else do I have to say with the players? I think Rico Lewis. I don't like how he doesn't get some of the calls. Like, players are all over his back, and it looks like he's being fouled to me watching, and there's like play on. So I hope that kind of changes. But I like how he fought today. Who else surprised me? I gotta say, you guys may disagree, but I think Reece James has a challenge on his hands. I don't think it's a given. I don't think it's a given that it's like, Reese is healthy, he gets that spot. I don't like that.
Yeah, Chris.
No, today I didn't see that today, by the way, because I don't think Gusto didn't really.
He was okay.
Yeah, he
had
was
good
okay.
moments.
He wasn't bad. I'm not saying he was bad. I do like Gusto, but today
I
it's
love
not
Gusto.
like saying. I'm not saying he showed Reece James a threat. The only threat Reece James I feel like shows Reece James is his hamstrings.
But okay, yeah, sure, yes, that there's that, right? But at the same time, like,
that's one
I feel like even in preseason, with the little we've seen of Reese, like, I feel like just Gusto. Here's the thing, like, sometimes, like, physical attributes make a player, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes there's the mental attributes too. Like just having the instinct to pick up on things and know where to be, and like some of the best players in the world in the history of football have had that, right? Mm-hmm. They weren't necessarily the most like physically imposing athlete, but they had brain. Gusto is a good combination of both, and this preseason, what Gusto has shown to me is that this guy is capable of adapting to a system pretty quickly and being useful in just about every spot. I remember the days where, and Chris, you might even remember this too, like where we had players that could actually play any position. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, a winger could play left wing or right wing. Nowadays, we have wingers that can only play one wing, and they're barely even good at it, right? And Gusto strikes me as that player that can play in any position. You put him in a striker, he'll put his shift. You know, like he's decent. He's decent. He'll press at least, but he's solid overall player. So I think with Reese, he struggled this season. This is preseason so far. Reese has been struggling with this inverting thing.
I think on the ball, when I saw Reece James, he's been looking good on the ball and passing and stuff like that. He just doesn't look fully sharp when I saw him preseason. It doesn't look like, you know, the top class Reece James we've seen, but he still looked decent in the preseason. And I think he has to take it easy too. And it's when I say take it easy, I mean like rotate Gusto and Reece James this season, because you can't just play Reece James every game. And this is why I'm lucky we got Gusto, because Gusto is a good fullback. The fullback
very good.
Onto. So yeah, like, I'm glad we got both. Honestly, great scouting by Chelsea to get Gusto, because he was only 20 million. So. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just he's a solid player, but overall, like I think the team today did look solid. It just kind of like what Chris said, and obviously there are some deficiencies. Like, you know, Doku, I will give him this. Like Doku had that pass that Bernardo deflects, right? And this is just the level of player that Bernardo Silva is. Like this guy at times is a world class attacker. He's slightly deflects it. That it goes into words, you know, Haaland's path, and Haaland does what he does best, you know, and that happens because Fofana, and this we've seen this happen all preseason, right? Or the defensive errors and just a lack of focus. Like Fofana, if you're paying attention to Bernardo Silva where he is, you stick closer to him so he doesn't have an opportunity to do that, and you're going for that tackle and intercepting that pass from Doku rather than Bernardo getting a flick towards Haaland. You know, it's just. Our CBs aren't there yet. They're not caught up to speed. That's why I think, like, in that situation, I would have much rather have had probably a Tosin. A Tosin's experience. He understands the Premier League. He understands how City plays because he's played him for the past however many years twice a season. Like, so he's familiar with the style of play and these passes that someone like Adoku would have made last season and he made this season. We see Bernardo does. You stick closer to him. The second goal, I mean, again, this could be lack of fitness, but it could be, again, just not being focused, not being sharp on top of it. Close down Kovacic. You can't give him that much space. You really can't. And it also happened, it also all started from an error, I think, from Malo Gusto, I think, in that point. He didn't have the best game, but he wasn't overall terrible. Like Enzo Fernandez, like if we had to talk about an elephant in the room, Enzo Fernandez did not look good today.
I disagree.
He had moments. Right? But that's not like an Enzo-esque performance that I'm used to. And it sucks, too, because Enzo, right now, of all people, has to hold that. This man has the controversy behind him, so eyes are on him. He got captaincy in the weirdest timing as well. So all eyes are on him. And there's a lot of pressure on him to perform now this season, especially after, you know, the scandal and all that shit. And that's the performance he put up. I mean, I listen, Maresca's going to try stuff. we already know Enzo's not necessarily an out and out number 10.
Right.
Which is why I was asking to see Nkunku there. And this is where the subs come in, right? Lavia, I think all of us can agree Lavia was the best midfielder for Chelsea today.
Yeah.
I can
Like he
agree
looked
with
solid back there.
Yeah. You're welcome, by the way.
Why are you why are you substituting him off?
that. I'm
Why
trying
are
to
you
think.
taking
I-
him
I'm trying
off
to think.
instead of an Enzo or
I got one
a
theory.
Caicedo?
I
Okay.
got one theory is because like he's out all season last season. Maybe he doesn't want to play him 90 minutes like into a game like Man City.
I thought about that too, but I thought that's weird because of all the midfielders, Lavia's the one that's the most fit. He's
He
been
did
here
have
since
all
the
season.
first preseason.
He did, yeah, and I agree, but maybe he just didn't want to risk it. In all fairness, yes, we should have kept Lavia for performance reasons, because if Lavia
Yeah.
stayed on, maybe we didn't see that second goal. Maybe he would have closed off Kovacic for that second goal, not first goal, second goal.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have preferred to keep Lavia, and I would have subbed off Caicedo. To me, he was the worst out of the three midfielders at the midfield, and we should have just kept Enzo because he's got good passing and great attacking abilities out of the three midfielders anyway. Let's say that. Yeah, so I think we should have subbed off Caicedo because he stayed for the 90 minutes, right? As well.
Yeah, he stayed the whole game. So did Enzo,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Enzo did too as well. It's the wrong midfield, but the only theory I got is maybe he didn't want to play him the 90 minutes because Lavia was getting big injuries for the last 2 years, right? I want to say last 2 seasons, so maybe he doesn't want to risk it and play him 90 minutes every game or a game like Man City. So it's one of them, I think, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if Enzo spoke on it or whatever he did. I don't know.
I mean,
Go
listen,
ahead.
if we were on American Waffle, then I would say that you guys missed Gallagher today.
Oh Jesus!
But
fucking
I-
Christ.
I-
Come
I-
on,
like-
bro.
Is he still technically at Chelsea? Is he swimming around?
What do you mean by that?
I think Enzo playing so far up, there's just this is gonna sound wild, but there is a certain energy that needs to be up there, right? There's a certain closing out, certain getting into spaces, and I think Enzo doesn't quite have it yet. Gallagher playing the whole game, I'm not saying that, but there was that type of exertion that was required in the midfield, especially playing against us, in my point.
But here's the thing. I understand why Maresca played him in the 10. Obviously, he wanted to experiment and see how he can do that because he hasn't tried it there, right? You know, every manager wants to fix the. it's like that one player, like the misunderstood player, like Kai Havertz. Like every manager wants to make him work, but it just doesn't. It's like he's that one girl, like I could fix her, or one guy, I could fix him. It's really that, right? But I think today, like. We saw there were moments where Enzo one touch thread pass cuts to the line, like finds Gusto and Gusto doesn't get the cross across, and it's just like, oh my god, if he had just, you know, if the player receiving that pass would have just done a better decision on the ball, that would have been a great like play from Enzo Fernandez. It's also Man City, who are gonna, you know, smother you to a certain extent. Any player as good as you might be against Man City, you will be smothered, just like you would against any opportunistic side. But that's, you know, that pressure is what creates diamonds. But like, it's just when it comes to it's similar to what you said, Vader. It's if an Nkunku were in that position, I know Nkunku does the pressing and the running, and he brings the energy that you're talking about. Which is why, like today, like if there was a fit Neto that could do the left wing work, which again, Nkunku, I like him in the left wing too. He looked brilliant today as well.
I get you. Yeah.
You shift them over, and then you have a more ideal position for that number 10. And Enzo, you can slide him to where Caicedo is, right? Not to say Caicedo was all right today, but you put him in that almost attacking 8. It's better for him because now he doesn't need to be in the attack all the time, whereas in the 10 position, he's really advanced, getting in the way.
So do you think you might see Lavia, Caicedo, and Nkunku?
Yeah.
Or do you see Caicedo being dropped and you got Enzo? Like who?
I think it's going to be rotated. But I think it's tough because here's the thing. He has so many players to pick from that he can do so many things because they're versatile.
Yeah, and I know it comes across like it's salt or it's shade, but he does have a lot of players to choose from, and you have a lot of quality. So that's why I'm like, I have no idea what you guys might do.
That's the confusing part right now, because like if you want to fit Caicedo, this is what I think. If you want to fit Caicedo and Enzo, Lavia, and Nkunku in that midfield all together, then you have to drop Gusto, who's also been really good, because Caicedo can invert in that right back position.
To the right back, yeah.
You see what I'm saying, Chris?
I mean, that can definitely happen in certain games, by the way.
It could.
You guys get to play FIFA. That's what you guys get to do right now. You guys get to decide.
yeah, pretty much. Like
crazy. But no, hold on, Chris, Marshall. Hey, thank you for having me on the show.
Of course.
Those that are watching live, those are going to watch on the replay. Apologies that I have to drop, but this is a great combo. I hope to have often, even if we don't play each other, I'd like to kind of pop over and hear what you guys have to say with regards to the
of course.
So, hey,
100%, dude.
For having
we
me on.
always let Steve on.
Of course,
we're not always facing Newcastle.
Strasbourg, Steve. Yeah.
Yeah, he always helps.
Yeah, we'll have you back on, Vader. You know how to get in touch with me. We'll get you on.
All right.
All right, brother.
I'm gonna deal with my crew, but yeah, bless, great show. Hey, I'm not big brothering you, but you only you lost to the champs. That's nothing to really complain.
We'll see what happens on the away leg, okay? We'll come back to this. There'll be a part.
I'll show the Etihad hospitality. Don't worry about that.
All right, have a good night, Vader. Oh man, there it is, ladies and gents. Vader Games TV. Big up to him. So yeah, I guess we're continuing to talk about the game, Chris. Let's I guess we'll continue on from Enzo. Do you agree with what I said?
I straight away said I disagree because by saying
talk to me.
He played badly. You saying?
I don't think he played badly. I think he was okay, like a 5 out of 10.
I still think that's a bit harsh because I think.
Okay, talk to me then.
In general, like Enzo's passing was quite solid. Like he was finding a lot of good options.
Was it?
Yes.
Was it?
Because
it looked like he was getting bullied off the ball. It looked like his first match of the Premier League.
I rewatched it and I made sure I rewatched it, especially like his passing.
Mind you, hold on before you continue. I'm sorry. Mind you, he's up against Kovacic, who's a world-class player. Like,
he's
okay. At times he's world-class.
He's way more experienced than
today, Kovacic played like a world-class player.
I'm not saying Kovacic didn't play better than him. I think Kovacic did play better than Enzo.
He got bullied by Kovacic today, which is respectable.
Kovacic probably man of the match. I think Kovacic might be man of the match of the game, but I just thought Enzo's passing in general it was pretty good because I remember they just passed him really short and he just pinged it to the far right to Gusto, to Cole Palmer, whoever's on the right, and he did that pretty well. Even to Jackson, he's the one who threw ball Jackson, and that was a good pass. I just thought his passing today was in general good. Okay, he had a couple of bad touches, like into the box where he fumbled out a bit. He did
the one where he gets in the way of Jackson.
Yeah, did he get in the way of Jackson?
Later
on in the game, later on in the game, second half, like 70, 80 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he did get in the way of him. But I honestly thought he's a lot better than, I say a lot better. I honestly thought he was better than Caicedo in that midfield. And I feel like a lot of people are just targeting Enzo for some reason today on the social media, saying he's fat, he's this, he's that, the other, like he's lazy.
Well, I mean, it's because there's controversy around him, isn't there?
Yeah, I get that, but that's just emotions.
They'll play bits and pieces of his game today. There's already a highlights thing. So while you're talking,
I was gonna say I think there's just emotion into like what he did in his chant and stuff like that, and they're just saying he's been shit. I thought his passing and interception and midfield play in general, he's dropping in deep as well. Look at he's deep right here, right now, like helping that midfield.
Yeah.
And look how many like players around him. He still got to Cucurella, didn't he? I think. But,
this is the pass I was talking about with Malo Gusto. Look
yeah.
It from.
That's good. That's a good pass.
Yeah,
that's to a dangerous place where that's a potential pre-assist basically where if Gusto runs forward and crosses it into Jackson, that's a great play from
but I think what makes it but I think what makes it frustrating, right? And listen, this is I'm trying to be fair in my assessment or take my bias off. Like I like Enzo as a player, right? It's when he's in the attacking positions, right? The final third where, and I said this last season already, when you have, and not that it happened today, by the way, but when you have an opportunity to score, you need to score. And Enzo was in the attack a lot today. He was getting in the way of I think in this, let's see if I can.
You're just saying he's a bit outplaced like when he's in that final third.
I think I'd rather him in the 8
deeper.
so that he doesn't need to be in the attacking third all as often. You know, just leave that to Jackson and Nkunku. Let the attackers do the attacking. I think at points today, like, he just got in the way and it didn't help him.
Never good ball.
I think today, and something we're not talking about, I think Cole Palmer, even though he wasn't really as much involved today as he normally used to seeing him. He was quiet, but when he did have the ball, when he did have the
really
ball,
good.
he always had moments of magic.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre to see how this player has blossomed to the point where, like, if he did it multiple times,
Yeah.
but it's solidifying more and more. Like, if you give him the ball, he'll carry your team. You know, he'll make it happen.
The thing with Cole Palmer, he's got a great shot on him. He's got a great pass, because we saw that pass where Cole Palmer gave it to Nkunku's head, and Nkunku headed it to Enzo, and Enzo's shot got blocked off by.
That was this play right here. It got cut short. It's an Enzo
like
comp, but
that was
his
a
play.
really good ball, because he would have known someone's there, like a Chelsea player can header it in, or header it maybe into the goal. Maybe I don't know what he expected, to be honest, but that was a great ball from him, and it almost got us a goal. That almost got us a goal. That ball from Cole Palmer, like you said, he's got that bit of magic on him still. Even though he looks a bit, he's not fully sharp right now as well. I would say he's not running as much probably like everywhere like last season, for example. But I don't know if he's going to suit the middle more in Enzo Maresca's system or on the right side. I don't know, because we don't know Enzo Maresca's system and these players yet. It's a whole new system, and it's the first game of the season, so it's going to take a little bit of time and patience probably.
His touches were bad. That's another thing too. Like, he had really
That's
bad
a blatant
touches
push,
today.
though. That is a blatant push. Look, his hands extended.
Yeah,
It
but the touch was horrible.
I'm trying to think. Did his hands make him do that though? I don't know, because like, look, I mean, it's probably a bad touch in general. He might have just done a bad touch.
Big up Curry Pirate. His touch was horrible.
I mean, I'm talking about like the other like penalty he potentially maybe could have won. Is like where he got grabbed when he's trying to run through. I thought that's more of a penalty over that first one though. But I don't think the first one was a penalty at all. It's this one, I think. Yeah, it's that one. Did he go down lightly? Maybe. It's a bit of a hard one to say if it's a penalty or not. Like they both got onto the ball. He stepped on his foot a little bit.
He stepped on him first.
Do you think he stepped and then he grabbed him? That's a grab, by the way.
I think
that's why I was thinking Navy penalty, but I mean, I'm not gonna blame Chelsea not winning because of penalty, by the way.
That would have been a foul on Rodri. Anyways, not Rodri. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he didn't play today.
Yeah, that was that Stones?
No, that's Diaz.
Yeah.
That's a Diaz to me.
So yeah, Ruben Diaz. Like, it's again, I think he had some moments, but overall, like, just bad touches. You know, not effective in the attack. I think I'd rather him just give these long passes, play a little deeper, and maybe be available to like help like a number 10, connect to the number 10 position, because that's what I feel like we're missing. Yeah. I feel like, you know, not Caicedo, but Nkunku in that 10 position, he gives you more connection
he would have been involved.
The strikers, and it would have been more involved and stuff. I mean, Curry, what did you think of the game, man, overall?
Created lots of chances once again, but we need to finish, man. We fucking need to finish. Defensively, the wing backs were kind of okay, but the center backs, fuck me, they need to fuck right off. Colwell needs to fuck off for $5 million. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what generational. Him holding our club for ransom 2 years ago, asking where he's gonna be positioned because he's fucking generational some shit. He's been average since he's entered our club. And then Fofana, it could be rust. We'll see how it is this season, but this is his last season because he's been injury prone for 2 seasons now. So he needs to step up. Enzo had an okay game. Passing wise, not bad. Did lose the ball at not some great times, I will admit, when holding on to the ball, but passing was pretty decent. Lots of crossfield balls that I liked. But the first touches in the box were dog shit.
Yeah, in the box.
What's confusing me is like with Enzo Maresca is why isn't he fully implementing what he's doing at Leicester? What I mean is this. Harry Winks used to be the deep-lying playmaker, right? Where Enzo should be, where Lavia is. And then have your Lavia in where the Ndidi role is, as the defensive eight, who kind of does box-to-box. Because we knew Ndidi as never as a box-to-box, but more as a CDM, who at times can shoot, which also is Lavia. So why doesn't he just switch those roles? Though I agree with you about Nkunku, but I think the only reason he had Nkunku on the wings today, especially, and Palmer and those guys in the wings, is he wanted to protect this fucking defense. Because just like how Jack Grealish does for Man City, Nkunku and Palmer were supposed to hold the ball longer and not lose the ball in dangerous areas, right? AKA when we're trying to transition out and Madueke is like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking skill past 5 people at the edge of the box. Or you know, when we're transitioning and sometimes Madueke just either he skills through, but he just doesn't put the final pass. So he's like, you know what, I'm trying to protect my defense, and Colwell and Fofana, who are fucking idiots.
Jesus Christ.
Say he's mad.
Yeah, I think
I was gonna say,
which I think won't happen next game because Pedro Neto can and has.
What?
Sorry?
No,
you dropped out for a minute.
You dropped out. I just wanted to ask you a question anyway.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. You can ask me.
I was gonna say, you said like Fofana and Colwell. I can understand with Colwell a bit more, but like Fofana, I didn't think he was actually that bad today.
He was shit. Are you kidding me?
No,
80%, 70% of the
I
first
thought
goal.
our defense was pretty solid for most parts.
No. Chris, if you look at the first goals, 60%.
That was actually on Colwell. I didn't really watch it. Just
no. It was no. It was his fault because he was
number 6 Colwell, right?
Yes,
but that wasn't Colwell.
But no, number 6 actually
I'm trying to find a play.
Okay, Chris, I'll go through the goal with you. The ball is pinged across. This fucker is in no man's land when he's supposed to be trying to cover Bernardo Silva. He's fucking covering thin fucking air. Either cover the man back and help, or cover Bernardo Silva. He's covering no one. That then leaves Colwell exposed to Holland, because now Colwell, there's an empty space because Colwell doesn't know if he's going to cover Holland or he's going to cover Bernardo Silva, because that fucking dumb shit isn't covering anyone. So then he has to drop back, because he's trying to make sure he's not exposed in both spaces, because Fofana's not covering any space. So then he drops back, which leaves Holland exposed, and that is where it's Colwell's fault there for dropping back. But the drop back initially happens because Fofana's fucking not covering anyone again.
I actually agree. Yeah, he wasn't no man's land.
He's supposed to be the aggressive center back, so be the aggressive fucker and tackle the man or be against the man. If Colwell's one sitting back out of the two, be the aggressive one for which you've been doing most of the game, where you made those fucking shit tackles against De Bruyne in the game too. Fucking cover the man.
I do agree, like, Fofana can't be doing that, like, all season.
Yeah, that's 60% his fault and 40% Colwell.
I could easily say, I'm not sure if you agree, but I easily say after that, like, first goal we conceded, I thought he looked the more solid one out of the two for sure.
Yes.
But tackling, intercepting, even, like, outpacing the attackers to get the ball, he was doing fine, I felt. I thought he was fine for the most part, it's just, yeah, I do agree. He was marking no one in that first goal.
That's why it's more so his fault for me in the first goal. Yeah, he was slightly better.
He can't do these mistakes, I guess, but
he's better. He's the slightly better out of the two. But like for me, Fofana's like a 5 today, and Colwell's a fucking 4 or 3. Right. The only good thing I saw from Colwell was once again ball playing, where he had one good long pass for I think it was Nkunku, had lots of space.
Yes, I think I remember that. Now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember it being positive. Sorry, I'm driving. Sorry, I'm trying to get home, so I'll be a better connection sooner. But that's my problem with them.
Yeah,
I mean, I agree, because I've been rewatching it. Fofana was literally just in no man's land as well, and he did leave Colwell.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Deal with Haaland alone.
This is a decent way to look at it. I mean, It's not ideal. I can't find like a highlight. Oops, this is not ideal either. Yeah, you see the positioning here where Fofana's here. Bernardo Silva is all the way over here. This gives Bernardo Silva enough space and time to redirect the ball to get to Erling Haaland behind him. And if Fofana is closer to him, like Colwell was closer to Haaland, you don't give, Bernardo Silva the chance to touch the ball there.
Exactly, and Fofana's the one who's making the whole goal onside because he steps back and
That's
is covering.
Also true.
I guess, yeah.
And it's covering
That's
dog
also
shit.
true.
He's making Haaland. That VAR decision onside because if he was up against him, then he would have been offside.
I mean, Chris, though, okay, we know that Fofana fucked up in this situation.
Yeah, I agree.
But what did you see of Fofana today, though, that made you think? He merits to start the next game?
I will say the next game is going to be on Thursday, so he's probably not going to start that game. That's against some nobody team. But I think in the next Premier League game, you still keep what you know. I think the man should still back the players he picked in that back line, because we only have Tolson, and Dasasi hasn't put any minutes in the game, and Marshall's gone anyway, so he's not going to hear any of this, I don't think. But I think you still start Fofana in the next game. I still think he had that one mistake in him, but I thought today's game, he was still intercepting a lot of balls today, tackling today, and he was outpacing their forwards like Haaland to beat him to get into the ball. I don't think he did that bad considering, well, unless it's that first mistake, obviously. And you can't be doing that as a centre back, making mistakes like that and just ball watch or just mark no one. You can't be doing that as a centre back. You've got to be on someone like Bernardo or Haaland. You can't just let him free. So yeah, I still think you should back it for Fofana for the next game, because he didn't play awful today. If he played awful and was shambolic, I don't know, just an awful centre back, I guess. But yeah, I would still start him anyway.
Yeah, sure. I also just want to tackle one of Vic's thing. He said that Nkunku's gonna outscore Jackson. Well, fuck yeah! If the way Jackson's playing, fucking offside for the first goal and fucking. Driving through everyone when the far post is open until the angle's so close he can't fucking score, and he's gonna hit the goalkeeper no matter what.
So here's the thing with Jackson, since we're talking on Jackson now, I have to admit, right?
He annoyed me playing offside.
He did annoy, obviously he was offside, but he was frustrating today, and that's a Jackson performance that I'm used to, early onset Jackson. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. Why? Because it's the first game of the season under a new manager, new system. He looked like he genuinely did look like he wasn't linked up, Like
dropping deep as normal.
Marshall, I agree with the general idea, but the two chances what I mentioned are to do with his fucking head. He's on line with the defenders, so be on fucking side for the Palmer's chance. You're literally there. You have a fucking line. You have eyes. They're on a fucking line. Be on the side of it, behind it. That's nothing to do with the system. And the second one, he has possession of the ball and he's dragging it. That's nothing to do with the system again, because he's just dribbling past the entire back line of Man City and waiting for a shot and chooses to shoot when the angle's so close. It makes no sense.
I think... See, I don't necessarily agree. I think that the system does have to do with it, because if he is more refined in the system, then you find him more often and you give him more chances. I think today Jackson didn't really find himself into the game until maybe around the 28th minute mark. We saw a little bit of him, and then maybe we stopped seeing him as much towards after the 60-minute mark. There was just a good chunk where he was more involved. And when we don't have Jackson involved, I feel like we do struggle to create chances and score goals. Because when we think about it, when Jackson was involved, we do create some good chances, and he does good dribble play. I just think it might take time for him to come to. He's another one that came a little late into the preseason.
Here's a problem with me, because Vic was saying from last season's tally. I know Jackson will score goals, but against the bigger teams where we have less opportunities with these chances, I need a fucking gunman. I don't have time.
So
Right?
can I?
This is where I
sorry
need.
guys
This is
for
where I need
being late.
Nigerian Andy Carroll. This is why I need Nigerian
let's
Andy
just
Carroll.
Can I?
Just let Curry pray
Can I?
real quick.
No, we don't need to.
Okay,
You don't know. I don't care about that R word. I don't care about Curry, please. No one cares about that R word. Anyway, you're speaking about Jackson brilliantly. Before I get on to Jackson, let me just say this: terminate the contract of Levi Colwell. He's a bigger
We already
problem.
saw that. We already talked about this.
Oh, he
Terminate-
said he
Bro,
signed for
I'm
5
watching-
million.
Yeah, we're selling for 5 million. You can fuck right off.
I don't even want. I don't want money from him. Just terminate his contract.
No, I want
He's a
money
bigger
so we can get a better center back with that money. Fuck
I
it.
don't care. He's such a big problem. He's such a big problem. Jackson, he was non-existent today, particularly in the second half when we were actually delivering. We put in like 3 good crosses in the box. One from Caicedo, one from Gusto, one from Enzo. Where if Jackson was in the box, you score one of them, that's a goal, and all of a sudden you make it 1-1 and you make it an interesting game. Jackson was not in the box at all in the second half. At all. And I like Jackson, but again, he is not a striker. Get me an actual striker. That's why Gooey came on, because he's actually a physical presence. Get me a striker.
We didn't do anything
in
though
terms-
when he came on.
in
Not a
terms-
whole lot.
I know, but he's a presence. In terms of yeah, I said about all along that Colwell's average. Anyway, in terms of Palmer and Cuckoo, again, I said this back in preseason, these guys are not wingers. What Maresca did you guys notice? City played the same system that we played, or we're supposed to be playing. An inverted fullback, and your wide men being able to hug the flanks and beat a man. As bad as Doku played today, he still offered them an outlet on the flanks where he could go and beat his man.
Yeah, which is why I was saying I don't think Gusto is very much.
We don't have that
he
from
wasn't good today.
Palmer and Nkuku. And I think Joey said on Lewis's stream before I came on that the reason why they played, I think Gusto was good there, to be fair. He wasn't amazing, but I think he was good.
He was okay.
People were
He was
talking.
average.
Joey said on Lewis's stream that the reason why Palmer and Nkuku played out on the flanks was for their defensive work to help the defense. I don't think.
See,
Hello?
How delayed are you, Prime?
yeah, because you're coming in and out.
Am I
at
lacking?
time.
Yep. Yes,
A
you are,
lot.
bud.
Yeah,
A lot.
I can't figure out if you're done or you lagged out.
Yeah.
you-
But yeah, I feel like
you guys can't
coming
hear me?
back onto.
We can hear you. It's just
Yeah.
very delayed. Very delayed.
Yeah, you're really
Delayed,
delayed.
and your voice is coming in and out like in action.
Yeah, I'm just really quickly, Prime, while you fix it, I'm just going to have you backstage and just let me know when you fix it. But I think what Prime alluded to with Gusto, I think Gusto was okay today. I think on a better day, Gusto is putting Doku in his pocket and not struggling. But today, Gusto did struggle. Why? Maybe because the system, he still needs to adapt. He's not refined it completely. Yes, he has a better understanding of it than Reece James, in my opinion. But for sure, today, he didn't look his best. In terms of Colwell, I mean, I feel like that's being really harsh off of the first game. Against Man City, against Erling Haaland. Not many defenders can stand up with their head held high saying
got
they
him.
bested Erling Haaland. So I am not going to be impatient on Colwell, although what I will say before we discuss more thoroughly on Colwell, he is a lot to blame for this goal as well. This is the Kovacic.
When he's just staring at him.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, he's just intimidated. This is aura. This is what aura does. This is literally Kovacic aura. Fucking, he gets past Caicedo. Enzo
Yeah, because no one
is
behind him. He can
way ahead of
step
him.
forward.
But look at all the space. He's just waiting and waiting and waiting for Kovacic to come to him.
I can't believe Kovacic just ran through a whole midfield.
He just walked up there like it's nobody's business, and he's just watching it and watching
He's
it
just
and
fucking, I'm
watching
just
it.
gonna shoot.
And like,
I can see Sanchez. Why Sanchez didn't save that? He positioned himself a bit more to the left, actually.
well, that's the thing too. Like Sanchez gets a hand on it,
He should have done better.
and I feel like Sanchez should have done better with this as well.
I
And I
think
think
it's
this
bad
was the
position,
straw
that's
that broke
what
the
it was.
camel's back today on Sanchez, which is why you're hearing people blame Sanchez for a lot of today's game as well.
He
Like,
just gave me heart attacks today. That's all he gave me.
oh my God, Sanchez. I mean, with Sanchez. Well, let's focus on Colwell first. Like, we do obviously need to talk about the defense, but today, like Colwell, where are these, ball playing passes that I saw at Brighton? Where is this player? Like, this is not the player that I was told about. Like, the whole game, he's just passing it back and forth to Fofana and Cucurella, back to Fofana, back to Cucurella. I think. Did he or was it Fofana that had a line-breaking pass like one time?
It was
Maybe.
him.
It was Sanchez, I think. Wait, no, not
Sanchez
Fofana.
did have
It was
one.
him to Nkunku.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Colwell to Nkunku or Fofana
I think
to
it's
Nkunku?
Colwell. I think
Yeah,
it's Colwell.
to Nkunku.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there was that. Other
I
than
was
that,
gonna
like,
say. Yeah, sorry.
that's the type of player I'm looking for. The guy that can be that Thiago Silva role. That's what he was at Brighton. He's not
Just
done
because
it
he's
here.
got number, he ain't Thiago Silva. He ain't being Thiago Silva. Thiago
But
Silva.
you know what I'm saying by the
He
role.
showed
I know
right?
what
The
you're
ball-playing
saying,
center
but-
back. The
Yes,
Christensen
I-
role. You want me to do that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. That's better because compared to
Bro.
Thiago, Colwell is just a whole.
Bro,
Arrogance.
Colwell.
It shows
But-
me arrogance.
But
It could
I was
be
gonna say,
arrogance, yes.
with the Sanchez passing, by the way, it was for me like Sanchez knew those players are getting pressed. He surely knew they was getting pressed.
By the way,
When he
just a
saw
heads
Lavia
up,
getting
ladies and
pressed-
gents,
what?
guys, just real quick, just a heads up. There is going to be a thunderstorm in my area soon, so if I disappear, it may be because I lost power. Just saying, just a heads up.
So what happens if you lose power for all night, man? How do we cancel? Are we doing 24 hours?
I'll find a way to end the stream. Yeah, I'll figure out. I'll stream from my
Call-
phone or
call
something.
Andrew,
yeah, it'll
man.
be fine.
Call
I'm
Andrew,
just
save
giving
that.
it. Andrew's
guys
in
hear
the
me?
UK, man.
Yeah, go. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, we
man.
can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. Should I continue what I was saying or no?
Go.
No, just building
We're
off.
talking
We're
about
talking
Colwell,
about Colwell right now.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
that ball playing center back isn't there anymore, or maybe I don't know. It's not impressive. And today, like this goal, like this is embarrassing, dude. Like I don't care if it's Kovacic, I don't care if it's Del Piero. It doesn't matter. Like come to the ball. Like don't you realize he has all this space to just set himself up. Like be able to
Too passive.
be aggressive. Fofana's coming here to cover you if you can't get
both
it.
defenders got the other two.
Yeah.
Mark.
Well, this is where like I feel like a Tosin would have been just fine in this center
Maybe
as one of these center
Sarsi
backs.
would have been a more aggressive. I guarantee it.
Yes.
Do you guys think we missed the Sassi today? Let me
Yes.
ask you that.
I want to
Yes.
see him in Enzo Merska's system. I want to see him get put into it. We haven't seen him play yet. Is he
We
injured
missed-
or?
We missed both.
Hmm.
We missed both. We missed the Sassi and Tosin. They're both better than Colwell and Fofana. I think Fofana was all right today, to be fair, but like we're missing an actual presence in that defense, an actual leader. And Colwell being in the center of your defense is never going to look good. He is our worst centre back. He is our worst centre back. People talk
Worse
about
than-
this
worse
guy
than
like he's
Chalobah?
generational. I remember 2 years ago, people were telling me we don't need to buy Vardy, we have Colwell. Colwell is awful. And he's not even that good on the ball. He's not good enough on the ball to mitigate how bad he is defensively. He's awful.
Well, I feel like it's because he doesn't even try. He doesn't try to be that Levi Colwell at Brighton.
Because he's not that good. He was being coached at Brighton.
Yeah, he's supposed to be being coached now. That's the
Yeah,
point
but
of
he's-
bringing in Maresca to be
yeah,
a coach,
but-
right?
Yeah, but Brighton, he was in a well-oiled machine, whereas now at Chelsea, like, it's a
Brighton
very,
was not a
very,
well-oiled
very-
machine. Now, let's calm down. Like,
When
yes,
when he was there.
I just think it's arrogance. Because
When he-
this,
it could be
this,
arrogance. I don't know.
Because this dickhead, when he first came here last year, was like, oh, like, I kind of want to know my role if I'm going to be a mainstay in the club. And then again,
This is
reports
true.
this year again, reports were saying, he wants to know his fucking role. Well, you know what your fucking role is? Fucking nowhere near Chelsea, you absolute idiot. Do not do shit again. And in Marshall, it's not just one game. This idiot throughout
I've been telling
preseason has been backing off Like, if you want to twerk, man, go somewhere else. Go to a club. Go to a nightclub if you want to keep backing off.
Bro.
Jesus
Christ, man. I'm fucking done with this.
Hey,
I was done with it
CP,
since last year. My God.
Hey, CP, I know Fatner knows a few good nightclubs in London that Cole can go to.
In Newcastle, man. Fuck it. Go to Newcastle, man. I heard Newcastle's a great night out. Fucking fuck off.
Hey, Newcastle's a good night out for certain reasons. I won't get into on this one.
Anyways, Prime, go for it.
For the bunnies. Anyway, yeah, Cole, man, he has to leave, man. He's.
Do we also put blame on Robert Sanchez for the second goal?
Yes.
His positioning was poor, actually.
But Cole Marshall, but that goal shouldn't happen in the first place.
Yeah.
That's how because I used to play in goal when I was younger, like much younger. I always look at it this way: when a goal is conceded, and whether the goalkeeper makes a mistake or not, when a goal is conceded, I always look at it as, could it have been prevented in the first place? Could the whole build-up have been prevented in the first place? And that shouldn't have been a goal. It should have been dealt with.
I mean, I agree with Prime. Like, our whole midfield just got ran through by one man, and not Fofana. Cole Will was just standing there daydreaming, just looking at Kovacic, and he took the shot. The thing with Sanchez's positioning was quite poor. He was hugging the left side of his goal too much. He should have been more central, and he would have got it probably. He's just too far away from the right side. But I like I said, I don't blame that all on Sanchez because it should have been prevented for the shot. So.
Yeah, like
it is what it is. I was gonna say, I don't even think I even rate Sanchez like that highly. Anyway, it's not like he's a world-class keeper. I kind of expect him not to be a brilliant keeper, so we should know this anyway.
Like, I'm watching the goal back, right? Fofana hoofs it. The ball lands under the Kovacic. Caicedo tries to go in. Kovacic dribbles around him, and then he dribbles around Enzo as well. And
he didn't really dribble around Enzo. Enzo was caught in a transition.
Well, not around, but you know what I mean, in and out of them. And then Cole was just backing off. Like,
yeah, he's just staring at him. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, again, like this is a game again where, like, I think there were promising moments. Again, none of us really. I was hoping that we would win. I didn't expect us to win.
No.
Prime expected us to lose. I would have thought we were going to lose.
I was hoping
he predicted it 2-0. Yeah, he did.
Or a draw because there was chances in this game. We could have got maybe a draw. There was definitely
that's why I predicted. That's why I predicted 2-1. I thought it'd be narrow. Which, to be fair, Jackson scores that chance. Even though I don't necessarily blame Jackson, but like Jackson, any direction on that chance, and it's 1-1 because that chance happened just before the second goal. Jackson scores. It's 1-1. It becomes an interesting game near the end, and who knows what happens.
Offside one, Prime. Even the offside one where he was offside with the Palmer shot. Like
it's just frustrating. But it's not all frustrating. There's positive signs. There's positive signs.
Yeah, I think one of the positives today for sure, and it's a continuing positive from the preseason, is this guy, Lavia. Romeo Lavia didn't misplace a single pass in the first half against Manchester City. He had an impressive game. He was super effective. He just makes it look easy down there.
Someone
he really did.
Hey, yo, pause. Whoa.
What do you mean by that?
Makes it look easy down there. Whoa, pause. Okay.
What do you mean? So, I think one of the mistakes that Maresca made today was taking him off instead of an Enzo or a Caicedo. Which, by the way, what did you guys think of Caicedo's performance today? I think he was also bang average. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe smothered a bit.
My biggest problem in this midfield
Enzo was the worst player
Enzo.
on the pitch.
And it's not just because of the racismo thing. I've never really rated Enzo. Like, I think he's a big problem for because where does he fit in? He can't play in the long
this game. I disagree for this game, Prime. Caicedo was the worst out of the three midfielders. I saw no
Interesting.
forward
The
passes.
challenges are reckless too.
I saw no forward passes. His tackles were worse than. I mean, like when you see bad Caicedo, you see those awful tackles. You saw him literally destroy Holland's fucking legs and shit. De Bruyne's too. Okay, so his tackles were off. I didn't see any progressive forward passes, right? At least Enzo, you saw switch up play where Gusto was wide open. You were even saying he had a chance for Jackson. I only saw one chance by Caicedo. There was nothing else from it. His tackles were way off. He was getting blown past.
Caicedo's not fit. Caicedo's not fully fit.
Yeah, but
He barely had a
guys
big
keep
season.
saying he played
That's
Man
fine.
United.
That's
We're
fine. But
disagreeing
I'm
on
still
that.
gonna have expectations of you, right? He is still, even though he's not fit. Enzo wasn't fit last year with the hernia, right? Besides the racism, we still tapped it on Enzo, and said he was the worst midfielder out of Caicedo.
No, I saw defended Enzo.
No, I'm not saying
As much as I don't
the
like
general
him.
consensus. I know, but
Oh.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. So right, so I'm saying for me, this game in particular, I think Caicedo was the worst. I don't see any defensive work rate from him. I understand he's not match fit, and I kind of want him to play against Serviette or something like 30 minutes, like get on to get fitness. Same with Jackson, and
Man
I
said
just want them
Serbia.
Serviette, whatever they're called. You know what I'm saying? Fucking.
Your guess is as good as mine. I had
Servette.
to say that.
Sorry.
Servette.
Sorry, Prime.
Yep, straw.
I will say it is a good thing we have like all these three midfielders for rotation because like all three of them are actually good midfielders. Like we know Caicedo's a great midfielder. Last season he was actually probably our best midfielder, I think. And then Enzo, he's a great midfielder who's got a great passing and a great link up. And then we've got Lavia who's very good at tackling and intercepting. Like he's that big centre mid you want. And I hopefully we continue with Lavia for the next few games and see who's the better partner, Caicedo or Enzo. But yeah,
I just want the positions switched. What I mean is, I don't know if Prime, like and Maresca's system and Leicester, and Didi was the quote unquote forward 8, and Winks was the deep lying playmaker. And why isn't he doing that, right? Like I want Lavia as the Ndidi role. So then he can recover the ball, get the ball, right? And then your Drewsbury Hall role is in Kunku, right? Way more forward. And then you just have Enzo's switching the ball.
But the thing is,
Winks was... Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I know what you mean, but like I always saw it as Lavia would be the sitter and Caicedo would do the Ndidi role.
Okay.
Which means Caicedo Enzo doesn't.
Okay, because for me it was the other way around, where it's like Lavia doesn't fit yet because I didn't know if it was healthy or not. So mine was Enzo plays the Winks and Didi is still Caicedo, but I think Enzo's Winks, right? Winks is the one dictating switching the ball, which is what Enzo does. And you put him further away from pressure situations up forward where he's gonna fucking miscontrol the ball and fuck up our chances. And you have it in Kunku there instead.
In the Premier League, though, you can't. I don't think you can have someone sit on his own that has no sort of defensive awareness about him. You need.
You're not though, right? Because the defender inverts.
Yeah, no, I know, but like Lavia is better at sitting and playing on the ball than Enzo is.
The short passes, yes, but I don't know about the long passes. I can't say yet for Chelsea.
Yeah, we didn't see long passes fromLavia today. It's just he just kept it simple.
The success rate. That's why he had the success rate of not
like Enzo.
Yeah.
Who was actually
Okay. Well, we'll see. Give it 10 games. Let's give it 10 games.
No, I agree. I'm not like bashing the manager. I'm just saying I want to see that once. Like kind of like how I want to see Vega where Colwell is. Right, I want to see Vega, who's more aggressive.
I actually want to see what
who can cover the wide spaces as well, right? Because he used to play left back and CDM, kind of like a Stones role, and he's decent on the ball, right? And he has aerial presence. So I want to see a game with the starting lineup of like Vega and Tosin. So you have an experienced man beside you, and then you have Vega who can be the aggressive one.
I think we're definitely gonna see Vega on Thursday, by the way, because that game.
Yeah, I agree, but I want it with the front line with the Cucurella, like our actual team. I want to try that once because I'm sick of Colwell, like Prime is. He can fuck right off. I was done with him last season, and then I saw preseason. I was like, okay, let's give it a try. and he's been shit every single match. There has not been one match where he's performed over a 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was gonna say,
Well,
I'm sorry.
Curry
Marshall,
Pirate does not like Levi Colwell.
No, but
I'm
you-
every
curious,
single
right?
person in the
I'm,
chat.
No,
I'm curious
okay.
because today, what
Sure.
he did was Gusto inverted and Cucurella was part of the back three. So when Reese is fit, does that mean it will be Cucurella that steps into midfield? So it will be switched, or
Probably. There were times when Cucurella was inverting as well today.
I think so, because Maresca
I
said
think
they
they
can
just
both
adapt,
do it.
you know, chopped and changed a bit.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I
fair
felt
enough.
happened. Like they tried.
Can I say,
yeah,
Marshall, you
if
said
that
like
happens, let me just say this. Sorry, if that happens, right, and it's Reese in the 3, I want Reese, Tossin, and Vega as the
I
back
could see
three.
that.
I wouldn't mind seeing that actually, to see how that
Listen,
works.
I think with our center backs though, like I don't think it's the profile of center backs that's the issue. I think it's the focus, be sharp, concentration.
I think it's the ability.
Today, I don't think it's the ability because both the errors today weren't from ability. It was from Fofana not being close enough to Bernardo Silva to tackle or intercept that ball and be sharp and not be close to his man and not be
Fofana was
onside,
not
right?
Fofana was
Not playing Bernardo on offside. He was close to offside, but he was the furthest defender forward. And then Colwell just freezing up when he should be going into Kovacic and not letting him all that space.
Marshall, Colwell was at fault for both goals.
No. This is where I need you to stop because you're being
No,
disingenuous.
I'm not.
Like I can
Marshall,
play
want-
it, and we can
Marshall,
see Fofana
I
is
want-
clear, not
I
tied
want-
to. I watched the game twice as well, Prime. Okay,
Marshall,
Like-
I want back the goal. What happened in the goal?
okay. Let's see if I can. I'm
Fofana
gonna
is
try to
with-
find this again.
Wait, hold on.
I
Fofana's
watched
with-
just because you watched it twice doesn't mean I didn't watch it
Okay.
twice. Like
I didn't say you didn't. I'm trying to explain. Fofana's with Silva, and Colwell is supposed to be with Holland.
Fofana is
And
not
then-
with Silva. That's the problem.
No, but Silva's not involved. It's Holland that's involved. Holland gets the ball.
Silva deflects the pass that goes to Holland.
That's
Silva
not
deflects the
deflection.
No. Silva lays off the pass quickly.
Yes.
And Fofana's in no man's land. So even the funny thing is, even if Cole was on the wrong, if this idiot wasn't in no man's land backing up, he would have been offside.
I don't. Let me
Bar check.
That's the other thing too.
Let me
Check
check
to see if Fofana was onside. Not on Colwell, to see if Fofana was onside, which he got him onside. If he stepped in and was supposed to be close, like he's supposed to be the aggressive defender out of the two, then he would have been offside. So even if that part's Colwell's fault, Fofana's leaving the man open so much that he's backed off so much that he's got the guy onside. It's 60% Fofana's for that goal, then it's 40% Colwell's for me. He's got the man onside, so even if Colwell fucked up, he could have prevented it by making him offside. And then he's covering no one. Okay, if you're in the middle of fucking nowhere, get someone. Cover someone.
But if Colwell does his job and sticks with Holland, he's able to like intercept that ball going to Holland.
Okay, I feel like this is again we're being harsh on Colwell because you're asking Colwell to make up for Fofana's mistake.
Because here's the thing. Because Fofana's covering no one, he's like, okay, the ball comes across. He could just easily lay it off to Bernardo Silva, who's fucking open, and he can bang it. So Colwell's in the space of like, I have to back off a little bit to see if I need to cover two spaces or two man or see what fucking happens because Fofana's ball watching.
Exactly. This
Holland
is
could literally just
Fofana
lay off
already
the
in a
pass.
recovered place.
Because Holland could literally lay off the pass back to Bernardo and he has a free chance because Bernardo's open because Fofana's not near him.
Like I wish I could play it back because again, this is.
No, I'm watching it
Actually,
back.
you know what?
Doku plays the ball in.
It deflects
It gets
off
to Holland.
Bernardo Silva where we see
Yes.
it right now.
Yes, I know. However, if Colwell is alert, he should be able to intercept that ball. I agree
Colwell
with you.
is covering the pass, but this is again, Colwell is covering the pass for Doku. Colwell is in position because if Doku tries to make the pass to Holland, Doku's got it. Not Doku. Colwell's got it covered.
How
So Doku
how much-
can't decide between Haaland or Bernardo Silva, so he puts it in the middle, and Bernardo Silva is wide open because Fofana is too far off and coming back to try to deflect the ball, and then or intercept the ball. Bernardo Silva then deflects it over to Haaland because my man Colwell has to now make up for Fofana not being in this position.
No, that Doku's trying to pass the ball to Bernardo. It's a bad ball. Bernardo stretching. Fine. You can say it's a deflection, but it's not that much of a deflection. That
It's a big
Colwell's-
deflection. What are you talking about?
It's not that much where Colwell shouldn't be aware. Regardless, Colwell should still be aware and intercept it. Read the game is my problem.
I think you guys are being very harsh, and not even you guys, just you, Prime, are being very harsh on Colwell for this situation, when Fofana is the one you should be being harsh on.
No,
For the first
I don't rate Fofana either. I want them both
It
gone.
doesn't matter whether you rate it or not, but we're talking about accountability when it comes to this goal, and I feel like the big majority of the accountability has to be on Fofana.
Hey, the chat and people who watch this back on playback, like, am I crazy?
I mean, the chat was
I just
actually
think you're being
earlier saying
harsh.
Fofana was good, so. But,
Let's see if I
Am I
can.
crazy?
like,
I don't think you're crazy.
Like,
I
you know
just
when you
think
talked
you're being
about
harsh.
earlier, Prime, when you said the goalkeeper, like you try to assess the situation.
Okay.
Could have been prevented.
This is
It could have been
exactly-
prevented if Fofana stepped up.
In this situation right now, is Levi Colwell not covering Erling Haaland?
Wow.
He is. He's right on top of him. Look at where Fofana is.
Okay.
Look at how far away he is.
Okay, no,
You
yes,
continue
fine.
to play. This is where the pass comes in. Levi Colwell is doing his job. He's blocking the pass to Erling Haaland.
Yeah, I agree.
And keep going, Marshall.
We know what happens.
Then he
Deflection.
loses him. Oh, no,
Yeah, 'cause
he loses
Because
deflection.
he fucked up. Fofana
Marshall,
fucked up.
it's not that. It's not that. It's
No,
because
let me speak.
Fofana's not covering anyone. Okay, go Prime.
Colwell is ball watching. The reason why Colwell moves is because he thinks the ball is coming across kind of a. He doesn't think Bernardo is getting to the ball, so he's expecting the ball to come across. That's why Colwell moves. Colwell is ball watching.
Maybe. I think you're
I
really
think
stretching
maybe he's trying
to
to
put it
cover
all
for
mostly
Bernardo
on
as well.
Colwell.
I'm not stretching. I'm not
I
stretching.
think you
bro. It's
are,
ball
and that's a
watching.
major deflection right there. And he almost gets it, by the way. He just missed it by fine margins.
I think it's more so Colwell backing off because he's now
No,
has an
Marshall.
open mind and fucking Bernardo Silva.
He doesn't almost get it. He's stretching after the ball gets past him because he's ball watching because he wasn't aware.
Mm.
I don't get how
See,
people
I
don't
think
get it.
you're
I think
really
he's trying to
stretching, I
intercept
think.
quick as he could.
I'm not. Hey,
Just-
Marshall.
Yeah, I
Marshall.
think you're really stretching. Listen, it's a
You're
difference of
stretching as much
opinion.
as Colwell is.
Yeah, it's a difference of opinion. I do not agree whatsoever. I think it's really a stretch to really be this harsh on Colwell. But at the end of the day, like, the biggest burden of blame has to be Fofana. Simply because you're letting Bernardo Silva, who is a world-class player, right, do what he does best and create these chances that any other player probably doesn't do and put as much weight on the pass like Bernardo Silva does here and gets it to Erling Haaland. You know,
Yeah, but
It's-
if Doku, listen, but okay, and the reason why is because if Doku had played that pass properly to Bernardo Silva, right, and Bernardo Silva
Who would have been
the one-
open? Who would have been open?
then
Hold
Bernardo
on,
Silva would have been
hold on,
open.
Hold on. And Bernardo Silva from that pass, he scores or he lays it off again to Haaland, then I'd be on Fofana because that's his fault. But the reason why it's not Fofana's fault mainly and it's Colwell's fault is because the ball ends up to Haaland. It's Colwell's man. That's why.
But but Colwell is there to stop the pass from Doku. He is doing his job in that sense. You
The
can't
pass
not be
doesn't-
doing your job and doing your job at the same time. You can't have both.
No, but it's Fofana's
The guy's not doing anything.
job. No, but it's
Fofana is
Fofana's
literally not
job.
doing anything. Fofana's
So
job
watch
is
the
to
air.
mark
Mark
Bernardo
the air.
Silva. If Colwell is marking Haaland and the pass comes to Haaland, Colwell's got it covered. if the pass is to Bernardo Silva and Fofana's on Bernardo Silva, Fofana is not doing his job. He's letting Bernardo Silva play.
No, because as if Fofana's not doing his job fine, but Bernardo Silva, like, he doesn't get the ball. Even that deflection.
He does. That's enough. It's a game of fine margins. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Any other player that has that touch either sends it in the wrong direction or doesn't get it to Haaland. Is what I'm trying to tell you. That's why Bernardo Silva's good.
Because if that's Thiago Silva, he's alert. He's alert on Haaland. He clears the ball, and we're talking about brilliant defensive play from Silva. Right?
I think Silva does the same thing.
I think that's a big
I
difference.
think he reacts the same way.
No, but
Or if we say, or if we say if Silva's on Bernardo Silva, then wow, that deflection might have never happened because
Exactly.
it would have had
The
reach.
reason
And also,
he
so
catches Colwell off
Let's
because
face
of
it,
deflection
these two
that isn't
aren't like
expected.
and such great positioning by Thiago
I feel like you
Silva that he
really
makes
are
no
stretching
sense.
to blame this probably on Colwell.
You're right. However, so Cole's our central centre back going up against the striker. That's why I'm focused on it. Because the striker's the one that scored.
I just think
but
he's not a robot.
doing
He
his
can
job.
see there's a danger going to Bernardo.
But we're trying to mark the man and mark the space because Colwell
Like-
now has to think of two people now because
Yeah.
fucking Fofana's
Exactly.
not coming
If this
anymore.
goes through, right? Let's say this goes through. Colwell's still marking Haaland. Haaland's
Yeah,
not getting the ball.
we could
Because
bemoan
Like,
that
he's
Colwell
doing
does
his
it.
Colwell's-
job. He's
Because
not
Colwell backs
expecting
up.
it.
Because Colwell backs up because he's in two
Yes.
minds. Because he's like, I have to cover an open space, try to cover Haaland, but also
It
cover
was
an open
surprising
Bernardo
that
Silva
Bernardo
now.
Silva even got to it because Bernardo had a stretch for that.
Oh, boo-hoo, you have to do two jobs. Colwell is so focused
See, now
on
you
the ball.
see, this is what I mean. You're done. You're
that's what
stretching.
I'm
You're
saying.
stretching.
Yeah.
You're at this point. You're like, boo.
Because
You have no
Prime,
argument.
Because Prime, you know what?
I'm not-
You know the
I'm
funny
gonna
thing is,
make my argument. I'm gonna make my
Boo-hoo, he
argument.
has to do one job.
I'll
I'm
wait.
gonna make my argument. I'm gonna make my argument.
Yeah.
You guys took that boohoo joke and you ran with it, so relax. I said this before. He's watching the ball and he's not focused on the man. He's ball watching.
He is focused on the man. That's why he's next to him.
He was
Why
one
you
Like,
not
job.
how can you say he's not
Went
focused?
to Bernardo.
That's not true. Okay,
He's
no,
aware
keep
where
going.
Haaland is.
Oh, Marshall, keep going. Go.
Yeah, we
Keep going.
know. As
Ball
soon as he
watching.
receives the
Now,
ball.
ball watching. He lost his man.
Yeah, he's
Ball
watching where the ball's gonna go.
And he's
You have to- you
and
have
he's
to
not
know.
focused.
And Bernardo
He's
Silva
not
has to
aware.
stretch.
He's not aware of his man.
He is
going.
aware of Haaland.
He is
actually.
very aware of his
He
man.
was marking him
What are you
before.
talking-
He knows Haaland's
Yeah.
around there.
You're
Until-
stretching hard body.
Marshall, I don't know what angle you're watching this from.
Colwell, man.
Maybe he's not aware until it's too
It's
late.
not just me, all of us. I don't know. Well, we don't know what angle you're watching it from, bro.
I mean,
I'm
it's your
watching it.
opinion.
You're stretching. That's what I'm telling you.
I'm stretching. Hey, okay, it is what it is.
You're stretching like Bernardo Silva is stretching for this pass, man. So that's what I mean. Like, I get you can blame Colwell, sure, but like, you can't expect much from him in this situation when Fofana should be marking his man so that Colwell is marking his, but instead, oh fuck, Bernardo Silva's got this. Let me get close to Bernardo Silva, pulls him out of position slightly, and then barely misses it, by the way. Just mistimed it because, yeah, you're right. The ball came before he kicked it. Like, he's not
You know what?
going to do everything either.
Marshall, my apologies. You're right. I shouldn't expect anything from Colwell. You're right. I apologize.
Fair enough.
I think I should not expect it. Should I expect something from Fofana too? Because apparently you said Boohoo 2 jobs, while Boohoo 1 job.
He couldn't even do one job.
cover.
Fofana couldn't even do the one job for that.
God.
But you're right. But it's Colwell's fault though, not Fofana's.
It's not.
I'll-
It's not. It's,
I'll get to
it's,
Fofana afterwards.
it's like
It's Colwell's
70% Fofana's fucking fault. You can get on Fofana right now. In fact, you should be on Fofana right now for this.
I would
I would still
love
say
to, but
Fofana
you
did
guys
better in
want.
this game.
You guys, I would love to.
You want
but
another
you guys
angle of
wanna
it?
go on.
Maybe if we show another angle.
Oh,
I
like,
would love to. But you
Again,
guys wanna
look
go
at
on.
how
He's on
far
the stack. He's on
Fofana
the stack.
is from
Maybe
his
he's there.
man.
Maybe Fofana's there.
Hey, look at all that space that Bernardo Silva has. You know what I'm saying? Look at all that space.
Keep going.
Look at all that
Keep going.
space.
Keep going.
Yeah,
Keep
keep
going.
going. Keep
Ball
going.
space.
I gotta do it slowly because it's
I'm just,
copyright, ladies
you
and gents.
say ball watching. This is ball watching. He's just watching.
That's literally ball watching. At least he's reacting
He's just
to
standing in
the
one
ball.
place.
Like,
He's
come
trying to react,
on,
and he's
dude.
just watching.
Like, what are you saying, Prime?
And the funny
You
thing
guys
is,
didn't let-
Prime, you asked the chat, and the chat's saying it's Fofana.
You
too.
guys
So
haven't.
that's
Yes.
You guys haven't let. You guys haven't let me speak on Fofana. I'll speak on Fofana. We're talking about Colwell right now. Colwell's fault.
Defense, but
No, we've been talking about Fofana. You're focused on Colwell. Fofana's the
can
one
we
that
talk
vote
about
for
it?
this.
We were trying to
Go
focus
talk
on
of Fofana if you like. Criticize this. He's ball
This is,
watching.
this is Colwell's fault, but we can talk about Fofana. Fofana needs to be alert. He's way too. If Silva's supposed to be his man, which I'm assuming Silva's supposed to be his man, he needs to be more aware. He needs to be much closer to Silva. Or if he's going to be pressed up that far, then he needs to be quick in intercepting that pass from Doku, because that was not a good ball from Doku. Ironically, actually, if that was a better ball from Doku, I think Fofana would have got it. You know what's funny?
Mm-hmm.
If that's a better ball from Doku, Fofana probably would have got that pass. So
No.
I don't know. He just seems stuck in one spot.
no, I think it's a better pass. I think Fofana probably would have intercepted it because it would have been closer.
No, I don't think so. Look at how far away he is.
It's more likely he would have intercepted it because it would have been closer to him. But
And not even that. Like, even if you're not going to be, even if Fofana isn't going to be tight to his man, surely he's using Malo Gusto to figure out where he is in terms of the offside trap. Like, he's also allowing his player onside. At this point, this is where they check the VAR. Fofana would be looking at Malagusto to see where he is in terms of remaining offside for the opponent, because they're defending a line. They know they're defending a line.
Yeah.
Fofana's not the last. Is he the last man?
Yes,
No,
he
he's
was
not.
onside.
Yeah.
He was. They checked VAR to see if he was onside or not.
No, who was the last? You said last man. No, I said last man. Who was the last man?
Fofana.
He was the one keeping him onside. Yes.
He kept Bernardo onside for the goal. They checked it on VAR.
Yeah, they was checking them too, and Fofana kept Bernardo on. If he didn't keep
it was for
Bernardo
Fofana. Yeah, the VAR check was for Fofana because he backed off like an idiot.
Like, did you not see the VR check on that? Since you watched it twice.
That's why I said you're stretching.
No, Marshall said he watched it twice. I said I watched the goals back.
Oh,
Marshall said he watched it twice.
Yeah, I watched it twice. They checked his VAR to see if he was keeping Bernardo Silva onside, and he was. This is where I say, this goal was lack of focus from Fofana. He had good moments in the game. Don't get me wrong. He had good moments in the game.
He was the better of the two. He was better of the two.
He was the better of the two.
Colwell
was. Listen, I'm not trying to defend Colwell. I'm just trying to be fair.
Who do you think?
But
who do you think?
Go ahead, Prime.
Who do you think is supposed to? You're not being fair. Who do you think is supposed to be the leader in our
100%
defense?
fair.
Okay. Who do you think is supposed to be the leader in our defense? Because the leader is supposed to be the one in the middle. Okay. So
this is a bit worried. Asking a leader for
anyway,
that.
it's cool. Listen, you guys will see over the course of the season, and you'll see. It's fine.
What I do want to see is.
I already agree with you. I hate Colwell.
He hates both.
Yeah, we all agree with you. I just don't think you're being fair on this play.
Yeah, exactly. That's
And Curry Pirate has vehemently expressed earlier in the stream today he does not like Levi Cole, which I didn't know about Curry Pirate, but today I know. So it's just now I know Curry Pirate does not like Levi Cole. Say Levi Cole was named 3 times in the dark, fucking Curry Pirate shows up. Is what I'm trying to tell you. He does not like him, and even he's defending him to an extent.
If I wasn't being fair, Marshall, I would say it's all Cole's fault, but I'm not, because I don't have an agenda.
You're saying it's mostly Cole's fault.
Kind of like Hussam doesn't have a Chelsea agenda. He's just, he points some positives out and he's like, I don't have a Chelsea. Yeah, it's like
Nah, you're crazy, Brian. You're crazy.
You sound just a fool, bro.
Yeah. But again, I think even today with Colwell in the second goal, again, lack of concentration.
Oh no, Marshall, we can't blame Colwell for that goal. It's not Colwell's fault. Where was Fofana?
It is. I said it was Colwell's fault for that one, and Caicedo. It was mostly Colwell. I'm being fair.
Oh, now you're being fair.
This guy, you're ridiculous, bro. You're ridiculous. I think another part of the reason we lost today, right? I think could we all agree the substitutions were poor?
I would say.
I think the substitutions were poor today.
Maybe he threw in
Neto was fine. Neto was fine.
We need a Neto to
But taking off Lavia, I think, was a big mistake.
Agreed.
Yeah, like I said, if we kept Lavia on instead of Caicedo or Enzo, he may have intercepted Kovacic running through because he's a better presence to Caicedo and Enzo anyway. So yeah, I think we should have kept Lavia because he was my man of match of the game. He was Chelsea's man of match. He was our best player on the field. I couldn't think of a better player and Lavia for Chelsea today.
Yeah,
so, yeah. That's the only one. That's the only one I'm thinking of.
The subs.
What?
I'm just saying in terms of the subs, like
I would have taken off Enzo, man.
Yeah,
I agree. I don't disagree. After watching the game a second time, I see how Enzo was problematic in the attack. He had some good moments, like because Enzo is that player that can cut through a whole, transition and catch the opposing team. But I just think a lot of the attack, the final third, a lot of the attack, he just got in the way.
Yep, agreed.
I actually agree with that. Like in the final third, when he's in that final third of the box.
But the thing for me is like Caicedo didn't do anything offensively and defensively. This game particularly.
Yeah, I don't think he. I just don't think he offered anything that much.
Passes,
compared to an Enzo.
Marshall, you said he got in the way, and Chris said he didn't offer anything. Does that remind you of anyone?
What? No, I said in the final third, he just didn't offer anything when he's in the box.
Yeah. Does that remind you of anyone?
Gallagher? I don't know. Mason Mount?
Okay. Listen, Enzo might be the same, man.
That's what Mason Mount.
I think he's very overrated.
He's got more ability than Mason Mount. Come on.
Hey, good for you.
But okay, then Kovacic didn't offer much in the final third.
No, I'm not talking about just the final third because we also said defensively. I think Enzo's like, I don't see where he fits into this system, this team.
Yeah, he does. It's the Harry Winks role. I'm not struggling with where he fits.
Lavia's in that one.
I don't think so. Lavia's in the Ndidi role for me. I'm sorry, Caicedo hasn't. You could say it's fitness until he catches up to the fitness. It should be that way because Caicedo's not been good the appearances he's made.
I think Caicedo's perfect for that Winks role, man.
Yeah, I was going to read the comments in.
Lavia
did feel that way.
Cannot do that Winks role. I'm sorry, Lavia cannot do that Winks role.
Well, we don't.
Lavia can do what?
In playmaking role.
Lavia cannot do the Winks role. Not really.
Not really.
I think he could.
Enzo, that's what I'm saying. Enzo's the one who should be.
Personally, me, like what I would have done today's game, when you bring on Neto, you shift Nkunku into the 10 position, right? You move Enzo back to where Caicedo was, or you just take off Enzo entirely and just leave Caicedo and Lavia back there.
It's one of the picks. You can pick either.
But I think if you put Nkunku in that 10 position and you let Neto do what he's doing, right, or you let him play and be Pedro Neto, I think the outcome of the game maybe changes, right? Maybe we break the clean sheet and we do score a goal. I just, that to me, I get Enzo Fernandez made the right runs today. He was in the good positions, but he just can't finish. And he needs to improve on that. Or he doesn't know how to back off when he should.
Or we should just sit deep. And that's where I felt like we saw the best out of Enzo when he's sitting deep with the link up and like passing the ball to the far right or just passing it over the top. Like that's where we see best Enzo is when he's sitting deep. And we saw that last season. When he sits deep, he's a lot better. We need someone who can obviously like go forward in that midfield.
Game, like the passes we're talking about, the good things about him with the switch of play was when he was deeper and he just switched the ball quickly to Gusto or like all that. So it is deep.
But he needs to break the clean sheet as in like they had a clean sheet on us. You know what I meant, Prime.
Yeah, but he needs to. Well, he and like the other midfielders, basically everyone on the team needs to step up.
Yeah, I mean,
like you got also the end of this month. You got the end of this month.
I had that like one, Jackson wasn't a presence in the box at all, and two, no one was attacking the box either. Like the 3 crosses we put in, the only person that attacked the box was Pedro Neto when he came on. No one else targeted the box.
Well, like, Enzo was too, but Enzo was poor.
No. I mean, when we were putting crosses in, we put in 3 brilliant crosses in the box and no one was there.
But again, that's what I'm saying. Like that, like an Nkunku can be there because he has heading ability, and he can put away a cross.
When he was on, he wasn't there.
But he wasn't centrally. You know? Yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, you put in Kunku there, and you have a Pedro Neto on the left wing, or fuck it, even a Sterling, right? Even a Sterling maybe could have worked today, where he won't give you like the aerial cross, but he'll cross it through the ground, a grounded through ball cross, like, and maybe you create a chance with Jackson or with Nkunku back there. Mind you, Jackson wasn't brilliant today either. But again, for him, I hash it a little bit more out to like he's one of the later arrivals to preseason. He's still slightly adjusting to this new system. He's used to like rock and roll, whatever. Hey, do whatever you want, express yourself on the pitch, potch ball. But like today is another one of those games. Like, okay, it's against Man City, so you can to an extent forgive a loss, but like you need to get sharper quicker. And I have a feeling he will play the next game for sharpness. I don't know if you guys agree. Maybe Margui gets the nod to start. Next game is against.
He should play that game in the Conference League. It's some
League, yeah.
Wi-Fi.
Well, and next game is Wolves in the EPL for us.
EPL,
yeah. But the next match we're gonna watch and I'm gonna react to
I'm
is gonna be.
Oh yeah, we've got reaction, aren't we?
Yeah, get ready, guys. Thursday night reaction.
We're backing you, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's happening now, ladies and
Well,
gents.
I would have took you over league, man. I would
I waited
like
all
that's
my life for
respectful,
this.
but
Yeah,
we
Servette. Here
don't
we go.
know anything about these teams.
I have no
Also,
idea. We're playing home.
Is Reece fit now?
He's back
apparently
training.
so.
He's back training.
He's back
already.
in
This is
training.
what I'm saying.
Okay, cool.
I just felt like a lot of people overreacted with him. It was just a minor setback, a literal minor.
Yeah,
setback.
no, Chris, I agree. That's what I said.
I know. Yeah, I know. I heard you say that.
If Reece is fit for that Servette game on Thursday, don't play him, please.
Yeah, I don't.
No.
No point.
Fitness though.
Okay,
No.
play him for 45 minutes and take him off.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want.
Yeah.
We'll bring him on. Later on.
Will anyone know where to even watch that game? By the way.
I'll watch it. Probably not, man.
I know some
where
very
to
legal. I know some very legal streams.
No, it should be on BT, right? Or Discovery, right? It should be on Discovery.
Yeah, probably. I would imagine.
If anything, I can probably stream for you guys if you can't.
Yeah. Well, you'll tell us about the game. You'll describe it really well. That's what you mean by streaming it. Discord. Anyways, I mean, is there anything else on the game today that we missed and we didn't discuss? I feel like Cole Palmer, we touched on, like, this guy has magic in him, but we just didn't really take advantage of his moments and his plays.
He didn't get involved.
He didn't get involved too much. Maybe next game he gets a little bit more involved. Do you think he was being smothered to play in that touchline winger kind of role, or do you think? Because to me it seemed like he had freedom to do whatever the fuck he wanted.
Yeah, I think he had a lot of freedom because there's a lot of space on him, but like we just didn't get the ball to him enough. I felt like, or he just didn't seem to get in the right positions to get the ball. Like we just didn't see the options there. He just didn't really get it, but that much. But he did have that moment of brilliance where he passed it to Nkunku, and Nkunku headed it to Enzo, and the shot got blocked off. So I think with Cole Palmer, he's just got back into preseason last game, right, and the Inter game. So he might be not that sharp and just not getting ready. He barely played in the Euros, remember? Like Southgate was a terrorist and just didn't want to play him. But I think it's what it is at that point.
Marshall, you asked, does anyone have any more thoughts on the game? Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, yes, but I also, I did. If anyone didn't have thoughts, I was going to keep reading these quotes. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let me just say this, because there's a lot of people that are hoping that Chelsea are horrible this season for their agendas. Not just rivals, but also Chelsea fans.
Yes.
A lot of Chelsea fans who are like that.
We see some of them already. Like, it's insane.
Not me, because even though I make a lot of jokes, I don't want us to fail. I actually am positive about the season, which, when Prime's positive, that's a good thing. But if you actually watch this game, besides those 2 goals, which we basically gave to City, they didn't threaten us at all, really. Sanchez made 2 good saves, and a lot of the play, particularly from us, particularly from in the second half, came from us. we created, in my opinion, the better chances in the second half, but we just had no one to get on the end of them.
I should change
There's
the
a lot
name
of
of this
positive
channel to Delusional FC. Now that I think about it, I'll start a second channel. It'll be like a clips channel.
You guys, Delusional FC is a good clip channel, but anyway. Wait,
Delusional
DFC?
FC on TikTok.
Oh, don't call it DFC.
DFC.
Or no, Marshall, call it Delulu FC. The girls will
Delulu
subscribe.
FC.
It's for Delulu. Anyway, there's a lot of positives, so many positives to take from this game. Even the bad parts, that's still a positive in a way, because you're going to learn. Maresca's going to learn eventually. Cole never touch the pitch again for Chelsea. Maresca's going to learn that. He's going to learn.
But
so,
I will say, can I be honest about this pass that you guys are talking about?
that
The
shit me
Sanchez
up.
pass to KDB? Dude, second time watching,
Is it bad?
people joke about this, right? When I said about Colwell in Discord, but like, I think Sanchez genuinely thought that Kevin De Bruyne was Cole Palmer because he just saw a blonde white dude and he passed it to him, even though he was there. He was just standing there. KDB was literally just standing there, and he passed it right to, like, this guy is such a bozo. He literally
Sanchez is
thought
learning
that
from
was his
Enzo.
teammate.
He's not even
I mean,
blonde though.
Sanchez is learning from Enzo.
He's strawberry ginger blonde.
This guy is such a bozo. He actually thought he was passing the ball to Cole Palmer. Right? Yeah, exactly. At that point, it's a perfect pass. He passed it to what he thought was Cole Palmer. But yeah, again, he got... Yeah, the Sanchez pass.
I will say, if you actually thought that, then
Go for it,
we're in
man.
trouble. We're in
are
trouble.
we doing Sanchez slander? How what we doing?
I go for it.
A little bit.
Listen, man. Hey. Maresca. The one thing I like about Maresca so far is that when bad things happen or mistakes happen, he learns from them. He's going to learn from this, and Sanchez will get dropped. He's going to have to.
I hope so.
I would like to see
hope
that
so.
Jurgensen keep play on Thursday as well and see what he can do with the pass, and I guess because today
Don't do this beautiful game.
he
Go
wasn't
ahead.
even bad at saving shot Sanchez. It's just his passing, and yeah, we got how many keepers we signed this season for? We got choices.
Yeah. Well, you know what annoyed me today though, like, and I don't blame him for this, because after second time watching it, I realized Lavia called for the ball.
Yeah.
When he does those, he gets the ball and then one touch right to the middle, like someone's gonna get it, and it's just like under a player who's under immense pressure, like a Caicedo, and he just loses it, and it's just a bad pass, like that terrorist pass. You know what I'm saying? He did it again today, multiple times. He got lucky, and one of them he did. It was a nice play because Lavia knew the player was coming, and he just did the spin and advanced forward. But like, this goalkeeper needs to be so much smarter when he picks the passes that he picks. That's the part that's annoying. I think he can pass the ball, but he's stupid.
How do you guys think Ederson was today on the ball?
I think he was all right, but the way I don't think he was great. I think a lot of it had to do with our press, because Lavia was brilliant. I think Caicedo, if he did one thing decent today, was intercepting the ball and pressing.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get to about Ederson. That it's a shame we didn't punish them from that, because his kicking was horrible because of us pressing and us winning every ball that he made. Like, again, the beautiful game. 2 mistakes passing the ball across his goal line that we didn't take advantage of. That if we had Victor up there, or we had more legs, quicker legs, Sterling, Neto, we could have taken advantage. Drewsby Hall, who leads the press last season at Leicester for when it came to that. But again, we'll learn from this.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like neither Jurgensen or Sanchez really instill me with confidence, but I could be wrong. I could be led in the right direction.
I'm confident about Jurgensen just because we're not confident. It's unknown, so I'm interested. I'm curious.
Okay, I understand that. I'm trying to get there we go. My chair's locked now. Jesus Christ, I was really fighting with my chair there. There were some comments made by the manager there, by the way, that I guess I'd like to analyze if there's really anything to analyze. I haven't seen them, so I want to see what Maresca's saying in terms of the result of today's match. You have here Bobby Vincent reporting that Maresca, when asked if he's worried some players won't be very happy with his decisions, I guess in terms of what the starting 11 was today, he replied with, "No, I don't think so. It's my job to manage these kinds of things. Don't have any problem. I am here to make decisions. Sometimes players like it, sometimes not. I played football for 20 years, and when you don't play, you're not happy. All of the players are the same," which he's right about. He also said, "I think every case is different." Carney, probably asked about Carney as well. "I think he is a very good player. The problem is because of some injuries in the past, I think the best for him is to play 30 or 35 minutes in a row to show himself that he is fit and how good he is, because he is very good. With us, is he going to play 35 games? I'm not sure. For Raheem, it is technical decision. In the next days, we will see and clarify if it needs to be clarified, and no more than that." And I guess also referring to the fact that there were rumors, or there was an article from, what was it, Daily Mail, I think, or something, that apparently Raheem Sterling made a statement after seeing the starting 11 be announced and the squad be announced for today's match. He wasn't involved. Apparently, that was something in relation to a completely different situation, in reaction to a different article that was released, and the Daily Mail or whatever news outlet had held on to it until today to make it look like Sterling was reacting to not being in the squad, which is not true, by the way. It has been debunked.
I'm surprised. Daily Mail, the racist stuff. It's not surprising they would do that.
Yeah, I'm actually going to try to find a tweet, but I mean, in terms of what he's saying here about Carney, is it cap? I mean, do you think he's just giving us a professional answer, or do you think this is, I guess, the right approach with Carney? And would Carney have even really made a difference today?
No. Carney wouldn't have made a difference, and he's right. Carney, as talented as he may be, what Carney needs right now is consistent game time to prove that he can be one that we can actually look toward or even be part of the main squad.
Mm-hmm.
Because we already have too many players that are part of our 11 but are injury prone, like Aris, Fafana, Lavia, and Cuckoo. I don't want to throw in another one into the squad in Carney, because if someone gets injured, if Cuckoo's out, for example, and we have to rely on Carney, who's also injury prone, that's not a good luck for me. So he's right. Send Carney out on loan where he can play 35 games, whatever, and then he can come back and we can assess him.
Anyone else? Any thoughts on Latino, how he's treating Carney, how he's managing his minutes, so on and so forth?
He needs game time.
Say that again, Curry Pirate.
I think he needs game time, and KDH is going to be in his position for backup, and then we're kind of getting Felix as an Nkunku backup, I feel like, in that 10 role. So, you know.
Were you guys impressed with KDHD's performance today? Was there something positive to take out of that?
It was meh.
I don't think
He didn't really offer a lot in general. He didn't do badly, did bad passes. He wasn't involved that much, so it wasn't really much to take from it, from my opinion, of what I saw from him.
I think I just found a statement here, real quick.
But I was going to say
Sterling.
Carney just played the Conference League games and stuff like that, FA Cup, because he's not going to be used a lot in the Premier League, I don't think. There's, like you said, there's too many people, too many players, and 10s, 8s, and all sorts. Chelsea bought a massive squad for this season.
And plus, competition next season if he doesn't get enough game time in Kendry Paez that plays in his position.
So it wasn't made up, Xtal. Like, apparently Sterling had responded to an earlier Daily Mail article, and that was the response. But Daily Mail held on to it until today's match, where he wasn't on the roster to make a story out of it. But the response. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But the Nathan Gissen came out and reported debunking it. Raheem Sterling's camp did not release a standalone statement. It's now come to our attention that they responded with comment to a Daily Mail article with rumors circulating of an exclusion late last week. The camp directed media to the club, who neither confirmed or denied that exclusion. The camp has no way of dictating timing of a story. The Daily Mail ran with the story as soon as they saw Sterling was absent from the team sheet. A player not being selected for match does not need justification. Sterling's camp is asking for clarity and discussion around his future, which up to this point has not taken place. Sterling has a good relationship with Maresca. So again, I mean, obviously with good reason, he's probably asking what his plan is with Maresca. They did get Neto. So now Sterling obviously going to ask questions, but nothing to do with the roster selection. Nothing at all.
Reminds me of the Lukaku thing. You know when Lukaku?
Yeah, literally, I was thinking the same exact thing.
They
When
got
Lukaku had
when we lost or something, or yeah, I think it's when we lost
Apparently.
and they just dropped it, and it just pissed Chelsea fans more on the timeline, and they know what they're doing. Who was it, Daily Sport or Daily Mail? Sorry,
Daily Mail.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They release it at the right time. They see, oh, Sterling's not on the bench. Let's release it now.
Yeah, it pissed Chelsea fans off, resulting in a certain Chelsea fan saying that Lukaku just has to man up and take the abuse. But anyway.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have more tweets as well. Let me just pull these up as well.
I didn't look into that whole statement before anyway. It's just...
No, yeah, I wasn't looking into it either, and I had said the same thing when it came out. Like, how do you know it's just not? I think I said something along the lines of like, listen, it could just be him speaking on something else completely opposite of the game, like, and the statement came out. Like, I don't know. I didn't see the statement, didn't look into it. Turns out it was false anyways. Gary Neville also said this in regards to Chelsea. In the first half, there were some sighs from Chelsea fans when they were trying to play out the back. That has to probably go from the fans. He needs to educate them, and so do the club. He is going to play this way. And I think that's very true. Like, I think today, if you're a rational fan, I think overall you see the positives in today's game, and we do look more organized. We do look better than under Pochball. It's just a different system, and you can tell some of these players, they're going to take some time to get used to the system. You can tell some of these players, they're going to take some time to find the chemistry with their teammates. You can tell with today's game that it's going to take time for all this to come together and really be concise and you know, brilliant football. This game does give me confidence that we're going to get a result against Wolves. I'll be honest with you.
If we play like that, we should get a result.
Yeah. I really think that if we play like we played today, we will be able to get a result against Wolves. Like, we just need to be... I think some of these players need to be sharper. That's genuinely my thoughts.
I think people need to stop overreacting, because we had beaten say we beat Man City 2-0, right? Everyone would say, oh, well, we know City don't start off the season well. Haaland's not fit. KDB's not fit. You know, etc., etc.
I think less so, but I know where you're coming from.
I know, yeah.
No. The people who are hating on Maresca and what we're doing, they will say we got lucky. Just wait until we play Wolves.
Yeah.
So
I get that.
Same thing should apply.
No, I agree. Another thing to point out too, this quote right here from Enzo Maresca. Today, again, we were better than the last game against Inter. I agree. That is the most important thing for me, to improve game after game. It is very clear we are improving and going in the right direction. The direction is a good one. I don't have any doubt that this team is getting better, and we are going to have days where we win games and be very happy. Enzo Maresca also said all the players competed well. The big difference between us was very tiny and very small. For instance, the first goal was almost offside. The goal we scored with Nicholas Jackson was almost onside. We didn't create the chances. For me, the difference between us and them today was inside the box. And I agree. I think that's a very safe analysis I think that's facts. Safe analysis of the match, where the difference was just our ability in the box. Enzo is not good in the attacking third. That's where I stand on that. I think where you want Enzo is to give you those running behind, long ball passes, cut through the midfield. You put him in a more attacking 8 role because he does have uses in the attack, right? Like he can't find a brilliant pass in the attacking third, but he can't be touching the ball in the box. Like he's not that in the box. You don't want Enzo in the box. That's where I stand with the whole Enzo thing.
Marshall, isn't that refreshing to have a manager who, when you lose, he explains why you lost?
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to have a manager who's not going to do that again for national team, but that's besides the point.
No one asked you to be American. Hold up.
So yeah, it's I think even the substitutions today, lackluster from KDH. It was fun to see Neto, but Neto is still ways away from being the Neto we need him to be.
Crosses was pretty deadly actually today when he came on.
He was okay, but like again, he's just new into the team, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw a couple of good crosses from Neto. He looked a bit promising. His runs were pretty good as well. But yeah, like you said, this Neto. Has he even done preseason? That's why I don't think he did. So
he was announced during the Inter game.
Yeah, so it's gonna take him a little bit of time for sharpness and fitness. So maybe we have to play him in the Thursday game to get his minutes up. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't disagree.
No, but Maresca said during this press conference that he's about Neto. He could start
against
so
the
I don't
team
think it's a
Thursday.
fitness issue. No, he was talking about the City game. Did you not watch the press conference?
I actually missed that.
I've been reading it though.
No, yeah. What you said was good. What right here? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hear him talk about Neto though.
No, his press conference. Yeah, he was talking about Neto, that he could start, or he could be on the bench.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
So yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't get any. Yeah, I didn't see that.
I mean, it would have been nice to see Neto start. Then we would have got Nkuku 10, surely, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we would have had Cole Palmer on the right, and we would have had Jackson.
That's what I'm thinking too.
And then
I will say
I would have preferred Enzo and Lavia in the midfield. But
I think he was trying to fit in Caicedo, Lavia, and Enzo.
I think there's a way to do it. I think there is a way to do it, and it would be inverting. But that's the thing; it's a headache. It's a headache because I think the way to do it is you have to invert Caicedo in the right back position. And that means you would have to drop Gusto.
Yeah, but you can't. You can't drop Gusto.
Exactly. It's a headache.
I thought he wouldn't have played Cucurella today, and
I didn't think so either.
Gusto left back, and then invert Caicedo.
I think like maybe against the smaller teams, sit back. You can maybe do Caicedo drops into right back. Maybe I don't know how that could work.
And also, I didn't think Jackson would start. I thought he would start in Nkuku as a 9.
Gui. I thought he was going to start Gui.
Nkunku's not good at false 9. Nkunku's not good at false 9.
No, I know he's not good at false. I know that, but Jackson's barely played either. So that's why I thought he would play Nkuku there.
Yeah, I mean, one big L from today's game is Cucurella. Man, you're going to have to hold that one. You're going to have to hold that one.
I can't lie. That's just... I didn't see Haaland's...
Erling Haaland's quote here is phenomenal. Yeah, Cucurella, he's a funny man. Last season, he asked for my shirt, and this summer, he sings songs about me.
I don't get why
you're just going to have to hold that Cucurella.
No, he doesn't, because Cucurella can say, hey, where was Norway in the Euros, man? Still nothing. With you and
but like,
you
he
and
didn't
Odegaard.
tremble from you
You
today.
could say, where's your Champions League?
I don't get that.
Where's your Premier League?
I don't get the chant.
The chant came from the Euros.
Yeah.
I think the chant came from Cucurella being drunk. To be honest.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't from him. It was from like the Rodri guys, these idiots who like put that up.
I don't get why he mentions Holland in the chant in the song.
I don't know.
I don't get that.
Because I think I was talking to Chris about this. I think it has to do with that first game last season with Man City, where Cucurella apparently was strong enough to bring down Haaland for the penalty. And I think ever since then, Cucurella's kind of built up a rivalry, or a quote unquote rivalry, a self-made rivalry with Holland. It's funny, dude. It's banter.
Oh,
You can't
Ray's a grown man. Why are you arguing with kids?
Listen, I don't know, man.
They're not that much older. He's not like that
When
much older.
when your ops are kids, man, crazy.
I think we kind of spoke mostly about everything we need to speak to in regards to this game. I think the only other thing we can talk on is what to expect in Europa Conference, I guess. Chris, since you say lots, what are you expecting for the Thursday match?
I mean, yeah, we should be playing a lot of our B players, rotation for that game. Navy play Neto for minutes to get him for minutes for the Wolves game.
You think he starts?
Navy Neto starts, but I think Nkuku probably on the bench. Gui probably starts Navy. I think we just play with a lot of our players who don't get minutes and just put them in. I think Dewsbury Hall will probably play some minutes, stuff like that. Yeah, I think it'd be an easy game though, surely, because I have no idea what league they're in or who they got in their team. I don't think they got anybody in their team what's anything like us, but it should be an easy game, comfortable game. But I'm just hoping we rotate for these type of games, because Conference League shouldn't be looked at like we need to play our best players or this, that, the other. Not really. Maybe play one or two if you want, but not many. Just rotate it. That's what I expect anyway.
Curry Pirate, do you agree with that?
Yeah. But then I think around like the 60th minute or something, or even at halftime, if we're fine, I would sub on Jackson, or like 60th minute sub on Jackson and Neto for just more game time minutes for the Wolves game. That would be on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prime, any disagreements or any changes that you would make?
I'd start Reese, take him off at halftime. Yeah, I'd actually what I would do, I'd play Neto and Jackson as the two wingers. I want to see that, to be fair, but I don't think he'll do it. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Badia Show is gonna play, so another one of our strippers.
Does anyone know if Axel? Does anyone know if Axel is fit yet, or is he still recovering?
I don't think he's. Yeah, he's not ready yet.
Is he even training? I don't even know.
I've not heard.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I've not heard anything, because that's another player I'd be really interested to see how he does in this system. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think we spoke on everything. There's not really much else to speak on. Overall thoughts for me is that there's things to improve.
Oh, your voice has gone, Marshall.
No, let him keep talking.
We can't hear you. Can you not hear us?
Keep talking.
Hello?
Keep talking. We can hear you.
Marshall's mic is gone.
We can hear you.
We can't hear you. Come on. What's happened? He just lost his voice. Oh no. We crashed on the stream. We're crashing.
How are you feeling about us getting the Nigerian Andy Carroll?
You.
How do you feel about me making the tweet?
I think I just fixed it. There we go. Fixed it.
Yeah, we hear you.
Woo!
Gone for a hot minute.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My audio just disconnected. That was crazy. Sorry. Sorry. What would you guys? You guys were all talking at the same time, so I must have said something scandalous. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, we couldn't hear you, so we don't.
Well, they just want to take the piss out of Osherman.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can hear that thunder too. I heard that thunder in the background.
Yeah,
That's
the thunder
ridiculous.
took your voice away, man.
It really did. It really did. But anyways, yeah, I need to do it now. So pretty much, big up Staffy. But pretty much, we'll see what's gonna happen in the next match. I think we're gonna see a pretty rotated side. I do expect some players like KDH will get some minutes. Maybe we'll see Carney get some minutes. Sterling, I could see getting some minutes as well. Like, we'll see a pretty rotated side.
We got a big squad for it.
I think We do have a big squad for it. I do think that. Say that one more time, Prime.
No, I'm laughing at what what's his name? What stuff he said. Stinker and Hook to Marshall's hilarious.
We could see I could see Todibo, or not Todibo. I keep doing this. Stop doing it, Marshall. Jesus Christ. Tosin Adarabayo. I don't know why I keep calling him Todibo.
You all look alike. It's fine.
No. I'm not Robert Sanchez. So, yeah, Tosin, I feel like he's going to play. I think there are glimmers of hope in this system. It just needs time to formulate and needs the ideal players to be in a position like a Neto and, an Nkunku to be in a number 10 position. We'll see Cole Palmer adapt, and he'll come good as well. I think he had brilliant moments of magic today as well. It's going to take time. It's Man City. I'm not going to overreact over Man City. If this keeps happening for the next few games, though, then we can start having some really serious discussions of if this guy was actually the right manager for the job. But until then, let's take it with a pinch of salt, take the positives, evaluate the negatives, fix up on those. We saw what happens with the center backs today. They need to be more focused, fixed up. Tosin gets a chance, I think, next game. And we'll go from there. But ladies and gents, that's pretty much the show. Recapping it up pretty much for you guys. Our opinions, our live reactions right after the match. And we'll see what happens. Wednesday, we'll be here for a Casually Chelsea show, wrapping up a few of the last minute transfer news that we have. There's still a few more bits of things going on in regards to João Felix. Hopefully we'll have a here we go by Wednesday. And even with Osimhen too. Let's see what happens with the future of Osimhen. Is he going to come to Chelsea? Will he stay at Napoli? Will PSG come in all of a sudden? Tosin. Did I say Tosin?
Osimhen? No. Are you talking about the Nigerian Andy Carroll?
Jesus Christ. Will you accept Mainu? Nah, dude. Let's wait for a whole season.
CP. I actually respect you. I think you're an intelligent human being. You're better.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this. No. I need to end the show. Where you guys can go backstage and talk it out. So. No, I need a green room so you guys can have your little Osimhen debates in the back. Lautaro or Osimhen, which one do we get from Serie A? Anyways, wrapping up the show, ladies and gents, we'll come back on Wednesday for the Casually Chelsea show. We're also going to be here for Thursday to react to the match. I think the match starts, what time is that match starting at? Let me just check real quick. 8 p.m. your time. How much? Okay, so that means we're gonna have a stream at 11 p.m. UK time that day to react to the match. So if you guys do watch the match, go ahead and tune in then. Hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever we do go live. Subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. We're on our way to 3K. We're very, very close, guys. We're less than 70 away from hitting that 3K mark. I promise you it'll be worth the milestone that we hit. And also, be sure to like the video as it helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Be sure to check out memberships because we have 4 different tiers starting at 99p. If you're a proper casual and higher tier member, you go ahead and you get a shout out at the end of every stream, and those are going to go out to EE, Uncle Gestures FC, Hassan Nawaz, Will, Dark, Adrian, A. Suleiman, Scott, DHL, B-Man, Adam CFC, Gabriel A, and Skirmish. Big up to you guys for your support, and big up to everyone else who is a member who supports us through and through throughout the tough and the highs and the lows of Chelsea. Listen, I'm glad to have Chelsea back. I'm glad to, be here discussing Chelsea and hopefully discussing some progress more often than not. We'll be raiding out to the homies at Sarcasm City, surfers there. They're all talking about the game as well. Be sure to show them some love, copy and paste that raid message. Let them know where you're coming from. And as always, guys, we'll see you on Wednesday. Have a good night. Stay casual. Peace.